Edge of Chaos is something that I've been working pretty hard on for the last, I'd say 3 or 4 years. The idea of the story is that there was a weaponized plague released, and a big part of the population dies off. And how would we react to that? I started coming to the realization that how many people know how to build a fire, how many people know how to hunt or fish or do any of these things that we could do for really tens of thousands of years. And I started looking around, realizing, well, probably 1 out of 25 people know how to actually take care of themselves outside of the system, propping them up. 2 militias held up fighting for resources and land, and one is kind of a left-wing militia, an anarchist militia that of course blames the plague on capitalism and the modern society that we live in that's about money first and people last. And so they believe in freedom from government and are pretty extreme in that. And then the competing militia is a white supremacist militia, so kind of more of a right-wing militia that believes the plague was caused by Mexicans coming from the south and all these different people from all over the world coming into our country, and they have extremist white supremacist beliefs that they're defending and perpetuating. The main characters of the story are 2 brothers who end up coming back into contact with each other, but there's some conflict there with one brother that loves this new chaotic world and another brother who wants to try to fix that and go back to what we had. And then there's also a love interest that divides the 2 of them.
Hi, my name is Jeff Salazar, and I have the role of Jackson. And he kind of stands out amongst the crowd, or at least how this world is kind of morphed into, mainly because I feel like he's navigating through some dangerous ideologies or some different spectrums of the world that exist even now today. But really, I think what he's trying to balance are his priorities. What's really important, and how to find his way through this new world. I feel like his balance in scenarios where he's confronted with different dangerous ideologies, or even when he's confronted with his own brother, that's a huge clash. Different personalities. We grow up as different adults, but there's still a huge connection there. And so therefore, when those 2 magnetic forces meet, what happens? It's pretty profound. Well, I think the overall concept is so relevant in an abstract way, presenting a lens that are very applicable to some conditions that we're seeing throughout our society, maybe in different ways.
My name's Leah Beck. I'm playing Ivy, who's kind of the alpha female for the anarchist tribe. And she has 2 kids because she lost her own children actually in the plague, and now she's adopted 2 new children. So she's a very confident, assertive, forward thinker, but she does have a very compassionate side to her underneath everything. It's just not revealed to everyone on the surface. Ivy, she's very spiritual, and that's kind of what also intrigued me about this character. In my personal life, I'm pretty spiritual as well. I don't really identify with anything. And at this day and age, kind of reading this script in contrast with how the world is, it does have a lot of underlining political elements that are very intriguing. And I think about it myself, what would I do without my phone, and what would I do if I didn't have electricity, and how would I take care of myself, how would I take care of my family? And you kind of take all of those distractions away, and you really see the rawness of what we have left in humanity.
The first act, what we've seen so far with the very rough cuts, is extremely promising. I'm excited with how well it's turned out, and I feel like when we do Act 2 and 3, we're really going to have our feet underneath us and going to really be able to execute it. This homegrown piece of art that was built by a community, and we're going to be able to take it around to festivals, and I think people are going to be moved by it and appreciate it. And not only is it a cautionary tale about our current political situation, but I also want it to be kind of an example to people that, if you have an idea and a story and something powerful to tell, and you think you're not able to, you're nobody, you're not in the industry, that you put some work into it, you get some good people to collaborate with, and the nice thing about the day and age we live in is there's absolutely nothing stopping you from creating your piece of art and something that is actually meaningful and powerful, and so that's really what we're doing here. We just need that little bit of help to get through the final push of it.
This is a really good film, so could you please help out?